everybody, and welcome to the fourth episode of the PureJoy Podcast. I am M, and I have been doing this for about a month now. This is coming up on, like I said, this is our fourth episode. Just a little way to bring a little bit of joy into everybody's lives. My guest today is a close friend of mine and roommate. Their name is M. They go by the Weathered Fox in many of these spheres. You have taken my space. There we go. I fixed that. That's funny. You stole my spot. Let me unmute you. There we go. I don't know how you stole my spot.
I literally have Tasty Games on the Discord today, so I'm cosplaying as Tasty.
Yeah.
For the podcast.
Cosplaying as Tasty for the podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. I slept in today because it was my day off, my one day off this week. I really enjoyed that. And, I've cleaned around the house. I went to the gym earlier, very fitting for the topic. I'm just having a good day. Very fortunate that we have the upstairs for us to stay safe from the illness.
Yeah, very, very fortunate. I was thinking the same thing. Like, we've been stuck down here for like 3 or 4 days now. I've kind of lost track of time, and it's like a whole different world downstairs than it is upstairs. I go up to fill up my bottle, I'm like, oh, so weird. I've been in this other space for so long. Even though our room's down here, I'm just not. It's weird.
You're never like confined down there in that way. Usually.
Right. It's strange. But that's fantastic. I'm glad that you're doing well today. I'm glad that you got to sleep on your day off. I think I slept until like noon today.
We were like 11 a.m. It was real nice.
Yeah, very late morning start. That's fantastic. Well, I like to start all of these off with a little question, something I've been calling a small joy, something that's brought you joy today.
Brought me joy today. The beautiful weather outside. We're gonna take a walk later. I was not planning on doing a walk today because I did like go to the gym and all of that. It's warm today, like genuinely it's like on the hot side, but it's like breezy and like cloudy, so it's just the perfect weather for like vibing outside.
Yeah.
I'm loving the weather that we've had in Chicago lately. It's everything.
I haven't gotten to experience it at all, even though like the one day we were trying to get up and go out to the backyard, it was like raining, and we haven't felt up for it since then. And I like took out the trash today, and I even took the moment to like water the flowers. It was a very nice day out today.
When we go for a walk, you guys should like run to the backyard for a little while.
Yeah, hang out in the backyard. I think that's a good idea, just for a brief moment, because it was pretty nice out. That's a great small joy. The weather, I like that. The weather that it's nice, because usually it's either very like scorching hot or freezing cold nowadays. So the fact that it's nice is nice. It's nice in its own self.
It's nice.
So on to our topic. What brings you joy in your life in general?
So my topic is fitness. Overall health and fitness, because I feel like those are like intertwined categories, but it's really fitness. It's a big passion of mine, as you know, and I when I was trying to think of what to come up for this, that I had two options in mind, and fitness was the very top one, and I said I don't need anything else. Mm-hmm. What else can I talk about for an hour but the thing that has consumed my entire life, basically?
Yeah, it was pretty fitting when you told me. I was like, yeah, that tracks. I try to guess everyone's topic before they tell me, and I feel like I should have been able to guess yours. I thought I might have been able to guess Gabe's too. The other two, like I know them, but I don't. I may not have been.
What was your possible guess for
Gabe's? Would be
for Gabe's or mine.
For Gabe's, I thought it was gonna be like books because of his book collection.
I thought this was going to be books,
just because they consume his life. And that is, it was kind of entwined. He went deeper. Yeah. I think for you, I was thinking either Lord of the Rings, like one of those like fandoms, either Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter, or just like Zelda in general. Because I know that like your enjoyment of the game goes much further than Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. My other topic option was like fantasy, like fantasy-ish genre.
Yeah.
And then I said, that's a little too broad for 1 hour.
It is pretty broad for 1 hour. I will say, I will agree with that. But you've chosen fitness. You say that's big to your life as a whole. I was curious, when did that become big in your life?
So, my journey with fitness starts at age 4 when I started gymnastics.
4.
I started gymnastics. I saw this is going to age me, but I saw the Olympics as like I was like 3-ish or so, and I watched the Summer Olympics, and I was obsessed. My mom says I was sitting in front of the TV, like watching every single event, just thinking about like trying to do the flips at 3, like in the living room, absolutely obsessed with it. And so they put me in gymnastics. They said, well, here you go. 3-year-olds can do this, sure. And that consumed my life until my freshman year of high school. I did gymnastics 4 to 5 times a week for cumulative. When I got older, it was more like 40-ish hours a week. That was my life. I had nothing else. The only hobbies I had as a kid were going to gymnastics practice and then reading books.
Full-time gymnastics job.
Literally, but at age like 10.
Right,
like
right.
a 10-year-old going to work.
So you
also going to school full-time.
You did the gymnastics from 4 till when? When did you?
It was like 14-ish, 15-ish. I did competitive gymnastics, and I went pretty high level, and I injured myself pretty hard. And I had the option of like going through rehabilitation and getting back into it, but they basically told me like, if you continue doing this on your injury, you're gonna just continue to get more injured.
It's gonna make it worse.
It's just gonna keep getting worse. And I had already experienced several of my friends. I had a back injury, and I had already experienced several of my friends quite literally breaking their backs at my gym, and having the like hard shell back braces. I didn't have one of those. I had like a soft back brace, luckily, but like they had like the cast. It's like a cast for your entire midsection. Scared the shit out of me.
Did you fracture your spine, if you don't mind talking about it? Just curious. Yeah. Like, what was that injury?
So I did not fully fracture, but I had done so much use on like a specific vertebra in my lower back that they said I was coming very close. Like it was like
just like the general wear and tear was kind of grinding it down.
The like final straw for me was I was doing a floor routine, and I overshot my layout, and so I landed. Normally you're supposed to land like if this is the body, you're supposed to land like this. So your feet are like this and your head's here.
Okay.
I landed like this. And I shot backwards and landed on concrete on my back behind the floor. And that was like the final straw where they're like, we're surprised this didn't break your back.
Your back, yeah.
Yeah. And they said, that's when they like explained to me, like, you're really close now. And I did not want to go through the rehab process just to be like put with. So like I already have back issues to this day. I could not imagine the level that they would be if I had actually broke my back.
To just continue with gymnastics, yeah. Dang, did that take a while to like heal for you to get back into like a fitness lifestyle, or did you just like redirect that energy into a different like exercise routine?
So I maintained like a level of fitness that I probably shouldn't have. Like I probably should have done more like rehab time. But you know, when you're 14, you're invincible.
Yeah.
So you do whatever you want to do. I got really into like running, and I got really into like doing home workouts. And my mom had it's like the Billy's boot camp videos. I don't know if you're familiar.
Oh, okay, something along. Is it along the same lines as like, I don't know, the like RTX fitness or the CrossFit at home on DVD, like intense workout things?
Very similar, but it's this man who he calls it his boot camp, and he's dressed in all military like uniform the whole time.
Aggressive.
And he's like so aggressive at you, and I was doing those.
Yes.
I was committed. I was really committed because I just didn't know what to do with my time. Because not only had I like gone from a physical activity that I had been doing for over a decade of my life, I also had been doing it for all of my free time. And so I all of a sudden at 14 had free time that I had never had before.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do with myself. So I was going for runs after school, and I was doing these Billy boot camps like every single day. And then I discovered theater.
And that took up your time.
That took up my time and made me transition into dance, which I had. Dance is like a part of gymnastics, but it's more so like you take a dance class or two or a couple dance lessons, or they would bring in a dance teacher for a couple days to help you with your floor routine. It was not like a really heavy part, and so I had never given it thought before until theater brings dance, obviously.
Sure.
You know, musicals, all that kind of stuff. So I got really into dancing, and I stopped doing the Billy boot camps.
Yeah, at least the activity on your body during dancing feels pretty adjacent to gymnastics, like less impact driven, but you know, you're moving and stretching your body in roughly, I would say, the same ways, or similar ways.
It was a way for me to keep up my flexibility, which was a really important part of my personality at that point. I was really bendy.
I was flexible and everyone knew it.
Everyone knew it. I was doing the splits all the time. I was like, I probably still could do it because I'm hypermobile. But I used to put both my feet behind my head just in the middle of class.
That'll show those teachers.
I was really cool in high school.
You can't look really this way, adult.
I really got into dance. I never took formal dance classes. It became like a personal art for me.
So then, okay, so you got into dance around 14ish. You went through high school. Did dance transition into what you do now, or is there more steps in between?
Dance never went away. It was like a secondary thing where I have a theater degree now, but I took 5 years to get through college, and only 4 of those were my theater degree. My first year, I was a film and psychology major. And that was like a whole thing for me because I didn't have the opportunity to take dance classes. I didn't have the opportunity to there was no part of my curriculum where I could incorporate that. So that it just happened that the friend group that I fell into that year were people that liked weightlifting.
Okay.
And I was looking for a way to stay fit. So I was already going to the gym, which, quick aside, the gym on Arizona State University's campus is the size of a suburban mall. Like, not an exaggeration. There are 3 or 4 floors. The whole thing is like 22. I don't know how to explain how many square feet it is. It's
like
the
massive.
biggest thing. Absolutely massive. There were whole floors that were just cardio equipment. There were whole floors that were just weight equipment. So I would just go and walk on the treadmill or do the elliptical because I didn't really know what to do in a commercial gym. And then I had these friends that were really into weightlifting, and I was too afraid to go with them because I was almost embarrassed that I didn't know how to weightlift.
It's a different level than what you were doing.
Yes. So I just started doing it myself. I was like, I just want to do it. So I started doing the machines before I went to free weights, and I did the machines for probably a solid 4 or 5 months, most of my first semester of college. And then I eventually just wandered into the weight room, and it genuinely became an addiction. I just couldn't stop. I was going twice a day for all of my freshman year, but I also didn't have a job. So that was my new job.
Well, you're spending your time, yeah.
Yeah. And then when I left ASU, and I went to Missouri State, I came as a theater major. And so I just started taking dance classes again. And I accumulated enough dance classes to get a second degree in dance. I just didn't want to pay for the extra degree. But that was the reinvigorating of that passion was I had lost it over that year, and then it came back to me. And I was taking 2 every semester for almost all 4 years. but I had become addicted to weightlifting.
Yeah.
So I was also doing that.
Yeah, I have had, I don't know, I didn't really get into even like being physically active until I was in college. Because I had like a high metabolism as a kid, and so once I started like losing my baby fat, I was just fine with that. And it never really occurred to me to like want to do more, because we always like made fun of the fit kids in high school because they were all jerks. So
Yeah.
you know, that was our way of getting back at them. And so that lifestyle was kind of like adverse to my own for a while, I think, just because we were at odds with the kids that did that. And so it wasn't until like college when I would start going running with like Tim and our college friends around Kirksville, because it's a beautiful place to go like running, at least in the minimal. It's a great place to go running. And it wasn't even until like I moved to the city of Chicago where I started like getting into the gym and going weightlifting, and then like very addicting very quickly. Like every day in between work, or like, oh, if I have an hour before work, let's go spend it because I can use these machines. And it's like the active use of those machines is like very what is satisfying. Like when it works just right, you're like, yes, this is all going well. It feels good. So do you think it is like the use of the gym, or is it like if you had, or like the use of the equipment that you're very, very into? Like if you had a machine like that at home, do you think you would do it more often at home, or do you think you like going to the gym?
I truly think that for me, the gym itself, like the place, is important. I think if I had like, well, we went kind of through this during COVID, because I did not go to the gym for like a year and a half, and I severely struggled. Like I had very little motivation, and I found like, even though I had those weights that you had gotten for me, and I had those available to me, that it was really a struggle to get me down there and like to actually do the workouts with it. It just like, the space didn't have the energy that I like crave.
No,
when I'm going to work out.
Yeah, I definitely get that. I think that like even doing it in the backyard where there's like a little bit light, it isn't the same like energy. The air in the gym is kind of buzzing with like the general energy you need to keep going. I think is, you know, everyone else is kind of on the same wavelength in that space.
Yeah, it's so much less of like the equipment that I am using, and much more the space that I am in. And like, I think the mutual agreement between like everyone in the gym that like we're all doing our own thing together collectively, and we all have the same or similar goals in mind when we're in there. I think like that collective hive energy, it motivates you in a way that like I don't have internally myself. Because there are people that do love like working out at home and hate being in the gym.
Definitely.
And I am not one of those people.
Yeah.
I need that energy.
Gives you a little bit extra boost.
Mm-hmm. I also like, there's a ritual to it. Like I do the same ritual when I'm getting ready to leave to go to the gym every day. And it's like, oh, like I eat specifically with the fact that I'm going to the gym in mind, and I eat in a certain time frame. So I usually like make my food and eat it, and then I go change and get ready, and then I grab my energy drink and I grab my bag. Like, it's very simple things, but it's
just a ritual.
They all combine into this ritual where I'm getting myself in the headspace to go. And once I'm there, it's just like a meditative experience. Like I'm never focused on anything outside of what I'm doing.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would definitely agree with that. The gym is it cultivates that for me as well, that meditative experience, just because you get like locked in to your own little zone. You have your music going, because it's so awkward to be in a gym without your music going.
Yeah, they started blasting EDM today, and it was so loud that I had my headphones on max, and I could still hear it. And I said, I don't know what you're doing, Export, but this is not it today.
The vibe is being crushed, Export.
Yes.
So now that we're back in more the full swing of things, you're enjoying yourself at the gym. Is that daily? I'm your, I mean, you know, even when we're not upstairs, I like don't know the answer to this question.
So I don't work out daily. It's bad for your body to do that. I just started a new program, actually, that is a 3-day-a-week program, because I want to incorporate yoga back in.
Okay.
And my gym does yoga classes, and I did not realize until recently that that's just like included with my membership.
Nice.
But usually it's like somewhere in the 4 to 5 day a week range. I really don't go above 5 days because I need those 2 days of rest. Because I am like weightlifting pretty heavily. I was doing powerlifting for about 7-ish months.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped that in like end of April. And powerlifting is extremely heavy on your joints, and the difference is, like, in layman's terms, like, regular weightlifting is just going to the gym, you have like kind of a plan in mind, and you just weightlift.
Mm-hmm.
There's no like, you do all the machines, you do all the accessory work, you do compounds, but you don't focus on anything specifically other than like the body area that you're doing during the day.
Sure.
Powerlifting is more focused on the compound exercises, so like the squats, the deadlifts, if you're doing jerks and cleans, like those specific things, and it's like you're doing like usually 6 to 8 sets of those, whereas like regular weightlifters do 3 to 4. And you're doing extremely heavy weight, low reps, because you're trying, the whole goal is to be as like jacked as possible,
mm-hmm.
and like lift as heavy as possible. And it's super fun, very hard on your joints, especially if you're not used to it. And so I'm taking a break for a while.
From powerlifting. That's why you see
great.
all the like big bodybuilders with the 10 braces, like one on every elbow and the knees and the back brace all at the same time.
Yeah, and you see them with like, they literally have 6 plates on either side, and
yeah.
they're squatting 1 rep, and you're like, is that even a real rep?
It's
You're
all
not
about
going
one
down all the
lift.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I've ever done anything involving a PR, any sort of like record lifting. I definitely kind of fall more into the basic, like, I didn't even really do a focal like for the day. I just sort of did a full body every day that I would go. What is your favorite like area to isolate? Being someone that is like, you know, more in tune to like, today is leg day, today is back or whatnot.
Yeah, so this is a little breakdown moment real quick.
Okay.
So the current program I'm doing is full body all 3 days. And that there are benefits to that, and it's like you can work the same muscles more in the week because you're not isolating them to one day. So I'm working all of my body parts all 3 days, but I have more recovery because it's only 3 days. I have not done a bodybuilder split, which is the like back and biceps, and then like triceps and shoulders, where you break it down to really small muscle groups. I haven't done that since I was in college.
Okay.
I've spent most of my like post-college experience doing either push-pull split or doing upper-lower split, which push-pull is like push movements, then pull is pull movements, and then you have a leg day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's generally like a 5-day split or a 6-day split. My favorite split is upper-lower because I love having a full upper body day. I'm not a lower body person. I have great genetics in that area, so I don't have to work it as much. I don't have great genetics in my upper body. I'm very weak in my upper body. But I love working out upper body. I love doing bench press. I love doing some rows and some lat pull downs. I hate doing squats. I hate doing deadlifts. I hate doing basically anything lower body I'm not into.
Okay.
I do them.
I enjoy the lower body, but I don't enjoy feeling the soreness that comes after like a lower body day, no matter how much I've done it. I feel like the core workouts, things that work out like specifically, you know, like the stomach and the like sides of the abdomen, I actually love those days because I also enjoy the soreness that comes along with that. Like The like
the
light
soreness.
stomach pain.
I like the when you laugh and you're really sore in your stomach, and like the weird pain you get.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's still joy. It's like 2 frames of joy now. I'm like already laughing at this moment, and I get the like reinvigoration from yesterday's workout in my stomach right now, which sucks for a second, but it's like good overall because it makes me feel good. Like, I mean, I know I did something yesterday. It is actively happening in my stomach right now.
Yeah. I think there's a type of soreness that makes you feel strong, and I feel like leg day soreness makes me feel weak because I'm struggling to walk downstairs.
Yeah, that's fair.
But like ab soreness is like I have so strong abs right now.
My abs are rock hard.
They're rock hard.
Laughing so hard I'm hurting myself.
I'm so ripped right now.
Do you think that I don't know, like weightlifting is the type of physical exercise that you will like carry for the rest of your life? Do you think that you'll always, you know, like if there was one to carry forever?
If I had to pick one, it would be weightlifting. I don't think I could ever completely give it up. I've gone through periods where I like wasn't in the gym as much, and I was like taking more yoga classes or doing more like, I don't know, like low impact kind of things. But I've never been able to cut it out completely, and that's like, how old am I now? It's been like 8 years of my life that I've been doing this consecutively, with, you know, one 2020 break. Genuinely, my longest relationship is with the gym, and I don't think that will ever change.
No, it's, well, especially if you keep the gym forever.
Yeah.
And no one can like come in and get more.
Lawrence has been here 5 years, and so if I break off for 2 more years, then the gym and him will be at a match.
We'll be tied. Okay.
We'll be tied. But I don't ever plan on taking a break, so the gym will beat out Lawrence every time.
Yeah.
Not like in our relationship.
2020 was a good time for him. Every day he was like, yes, no, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. Oh, man.
Oh, no. I bet he loves that I go to the gym, because it's like an hour of time where I am like in my own bubble. I also really appreciate that. I think it like mentally helps me. Like, besides the fact that I do it for fitness, because I, at this point, no longer do it specifically because I want to change my body or like the way that my body looks. That I've gone through waves with that, but I think the fortunate thing about me being fit my whole life is fitness for me is not an end to like change how I look. And it's never really been that for me. Like, yes, I know that I can do that based off of what I know how to do in the gym. And I do manipulate like what I do if I have an aesthetic goal, but it's never the focus for me. And I think specifically as a person with ADHD, that like having an outlet that pushes me in that way is so beneficial for like my brain. Like, I just come home and I am calmer and I am more focused and I am able to get stuff done, and I am able to like, I don't know, I have a better outlook on myself and like my relationships because of it. I feel like when I know that I need to go to the gym, it's like usually I'm really stressed and I need to like get the energy out in like a safe and like controlled manner. Yeah,
that makes sense. You need an outlet for your energy, and especially it becomes like a private space, like a private bubble, because even though there are people there, it is again about creating your own kind of world when you go. And so you get that as if you were to go behind a closed door kind of feeling, except now you're further away from like, you know, your actual space, and so you get a little bit even more privacy.
It's also nice to have a reprieve, like especially if I know I'm gonna have a day where I have like a lot of stuff to do at home. It's nice to get out of the house for a minute and like be outside in the world. You know, like our gym's within walking distance, so I have walked to the gym on occasion, and that's always really nice. But
also gives you this like, the socialization, even if you're not like conversing with people, you're in a social atmosphere, which
and the vibes
is pretty beneficial. Yeah, I don't know outside of, you know, situations like that in which I really get the social aspect outside of like my home life anymore.
I think the thing with like being in the gym atmosphere and like having the other people around is the like everyone's there for the same reason, in that like everyone's there to work out. And there's like an internal motivation that becomes of that, of like you're not comparing yourself to other people in there, but like you're like, oh, these people are working really hard, I also want to appear like I'm working really hard.
Yeah.
And even if like, you know, like there is a lot of people who don't go to the gym and they find out like they, you know, they'll talk to me about it and they'll be like, I don't go to the gym because I'm afraid of other people looking at me. And I'm like, nobody's ever looking at you because like they want to look at you. Everyone's there like, if they're looking at you, it's because they're like, oh, they're hitting a PR. Let me like make sure that they know that they're supported. Or like you're wearing bright neon pants. Those are generally the only two reasons.
The pants draw the attention.
Unless you're like drawing attention to yourself, you're not getting looked at. But like there's the general vibe of support around you. Of like, I know that if I were to push a PR and I would fail, that there would be people around me who would have taken notice of that and would help lift the bar off me.
Right.
Because they just know that like we're there for the same reason. And like, so everyone has that like cognitive awareness.
I'm not invisible here, but I am, you know, on my own for the most part. Right.
And that's a mutual agreement between everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody is like, I am not alone here in this space, but I am alone in my own like bubble.
Yeah.
But you never feel alone. Like I never feel like I'm gonna fail and like die and no one's gonna notice.
I've been in the gym when there's like two other people, and the vibe that you're looking for is less existent. Like I feel like the building itself does a good job of giving you a little bit of that energy, but if the machines aren't going and you're like the first one there or you're the only one there, like the benefit then is privacy. I feel like you're getting less of the energy because the sound of all the squeaking and the feet on the treadmill is like driving you.
Click sound of the machine, like when the plates are hitting.
Yeah.
That sound is so like rhythmically meditative to me. Like when I'm in the machine room and I hear other people just like making that sound, I'm like, yes, let me get in the motion.
Yes. I can match this, right? If it is up to my the speed I'm aiming to go for sure. So how far how like deep into your life does fitness go? Do you like plan your meals around like remaining like physically fit, or is this more of just like an active lifestyle that you enjoy?
It's been a journey. Food is hard for me. I have control issues, and so I can't like. There are people who can like totally 100% down to the nail, like they track their lives like 100% based around what their goals are and what they're in the gym for and like what they want to feel their body. The saying is like food is not fun, food is fuel is like a huge thing in that like sect of the community.
Dang.
And that is a part of the community that I have to like purposely shut away.
Food is so fun for me.
I think food is fun. I like to eat ice cream because it tastes good, not Halo Top because it tastes bad. I'm sorry if you were looking for a Halo Top sponsor. It's not happening today.
This isn't it. This isn't the Halo Top sponsor. Maybe we can get one for Ben & Jerry's.
Oh, Ben & Jerry's. Ooh.
We could be physically fit and eat Ben & Jerry's.
Get one for Red Bull because Red Bull fully sponsors every single one of my workouts. I'm off on I'm not doing my pre-workout right now. I'm just drinking Red Bull. But food in general is like I eat food with the focus of like fueling myself in the gym, not specifically because I want to eat a specific amount so I look a certain way or like so I lose weight, but it's more so because I know what I'm like when I don't fuel myself and then I try and break a PR and I almost throw up in the gym.
Right.
And I don't like that. So you heard it here first. I don't like throwing up in the gym. I don't
love it.
So I do eat with a focus of like, I know that I put myself through this like intensely rigorous thing. Let me make sure that I'm fueled properly for it. So like today I had a workout not too long after I woke up. So I had a yogurt drink that was high in protein, and I had an English muffin high in carbs. You want to like not have a lot of fat before you go to the gym. So I had those two things, but then I came home and I immediately had like, you know, some black bean burgers, fries, and a protein shake. Like you want to recover properly, but also like fuel the right way. So I eat with those things in mind, and I do like track my food in an app, but it's less of like, let me hit these numbers, and it's more of a, are you eating enough food in a day?
A different kind of tracker.
A different kind of tracker, because I am bad, ADHD again, I'm bad about forgetting to eat. It's just, it doesn't phase my mind all the time. That's something that you can't, I guess, like learn, is just to remember to eat.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have the like, I don't know, I always have an appetite. I
don't have one. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like a result of something I did growing up, but like I don't feel hunger almost ever. And I don't feel like I get cravings where I'm like, I really want to eat an Impossible Whopper right now. But it's never like, I'm so hungry, I need food, let me order it. It's more of a, that's the food specifically that I want.
That sounds good right now.
I don't like feel hungry in my stomach. Like I don't get hunger pains. I get headaches, or I'll get like lightheaded, and I'll be like, I should have eaten hours ago.
Oops.
But I definitely don't have like appetite.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's a weird thing. But like I think the plus to that is I don't ever like, I can fuel myself the way that I see accordingly. Because I'm not at the whim of like, I'm hungry, I need to eat right now. It's like, I can go shower and then I can make this food and I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah.
But it's not great. It's probably not a healthy thing.
At least you keep up with if you're eating enough in a day. Which is, you know, I can't say that I always do, but if I did keep up with it, I would know that I ate also a lot more in most days than I should.
As long as you're eating when you're hungry, that's all that matters. There's so many things I've learned throughout my years in the industry, and like the thing that boils down to it, like for healthy versus like unhealthy eating habits. If you are eating when you are hungry and you are drinking when you are thirsty, that's what matters. Your body will survive if you are doing those two things. Like obviously there are like better things you could, not better, but like more nutritionally dense things you could fuel yourself with.
Yeah.
And there are less nutritionally dense things, but there's a time and place for both. And as long as you are eating when your body says to eat and you are drinking when your body says to drink, those are the things that matter at the end of the day. I have a lot of like I've gone on a long personal journey with like trying to not debunk, but like help people get out of the space of like, especially people in my personal life, because like I did personal train for a while, and a lot of people are like, I have to do this specific thing to be fit. I have to eat this specific way to be fit. I have to work out this way. Like I have to get up at 5 a.m. and you do 2 hours of cardio. Like there are so many things that people presume, and it's so much more simple than that. And that's why people like, they'll fail their journeys and then they'll feel bad about themselves and they get stuck in this cycle, is because they are overcomplicating a thing that does not need to be overcomplicated. And it's not their fault. It is the overarching fitness society like that we live in.
Oh, definitely.
Fault.
Oh, definitely.
And I mean, like, people are afraid to go to the gym because the you know, they're you know, everyone they see that they think goes to the gym looks like Tyler 1 and is like screaming and like,
yeah, thick and, you know, and yeah,
they're like crazy beefy and like they're screaming as they're doing their deadlift and they're like yelling at each other, and like that's what a lot of people I know presume the gym is like. And I'm like, no, let's take a step back.
Yeah.
Or they'll be like, I only have to eat salads and drink cucumber water, and I have to have a lemon hot water every morning when I wake up to kickstart my metabolism. All of that's a lie. You don't need to kickstart your metabolism. You don't need to detox your liver. None of those things are going to make you healthy and fit. But you know what will is, you know, staying active in whatever way works best for you. Not weightlifting isn't for everybody.
Right.
Can there be benefits for everybody's body? Yes, but mentally you have to take into account, like some people are runners and some people are cyclists and some people are Pilates.
Mm-hmm.
There's an activity for everybody. As long as you're doing something for your body will thank you. And as long as you're, eating food when your body says you're hungry and eating enough that your body will thank you, and drinking water. I got a giant jug here to prove it.
You have to find the school of being active, like physically active, that makes the most sense for your life. Be that cardio or cycling or weightlifting, or I was trying to think being flexible, stretching, yoga. Yeah.
Like calisthenics.
Yeah, I was trying to think of like the school of like fitness that would belong to. Calisthenics. Yeah. It's important to find the one.
As long as you're doing something, then, that's what matters. There are ways to reach specific goals, but like, I firmly believe that if you have the base to allow you to do this, you should be asking a professional how you should reach your goals.
Yeah, I mean,
if you do not have that, obviously that's a different story. But if you have the means to do so, a professional is going to help you in a way that is healthy for you.
That is important, especially if you have goals. It's the same as with like anything. If you can find a teacher, be that, a professional or someone that you take a quick one-on-one class with someone, a personal trainer, that's what I was trying to think of. Just ask the questions you need so you get the proper answers for yourself, and not just like, I don't know, you can only do so much research online without, someone learning what you're about.
There's so much out there that is harmful, like genuinely harmful, that it's hard, especially if you're new to the arena, to know what is and isn't. You don't know what's professional and what's not. And like, I'm fortunate that I have a personal training background and 10 years of gymnastics where I know what worked for me, and I also know what is fallacy because I was taught how to do that. I was taught how to like figure out what is right and what is wrong. And not everybody wants to read a scientific journal on fitness from like some, researchers.
No,
that's
right.
That's a way to get your information that is accurate. Almost no common person wants to read that. So if you have the option, you should be at least talking to people in your gym. If you go to a gym, they'll talk to you. You don't have to pay them. Most gyms will do free personal training sessions. You always want to take advantage of that if you can. And take the classes if they're offered to you. Like, try out everything you can, but don't just go to Instagram or Pinterest.
Yeah, definitely don't look for your tips there, or use that as your like cognitive worldview of what going to the gym is, right? Because the only things that, like, if I use that as my like view of the gym, it would be filled with creepy people and people only there to get attention, and that's it. Like, that isn't really what the gym is. You see those videos because they're the standouts.
Or the people who are completely already like your body goals, who are like 0% body fat,
right?
Who like already look extremely fit, and you think, oh, I will never look like that, so I can't go in a gym anyway. When that's not the reality. Like, right. I go to the gym, I'm not perfectly, 0% body fat. Neither is 90% of the folks at my gym. I go to a normal, like, community gym.
Right.
But, like, if you just go to the internet and you are, like, it's like a prey. Like, not, it's preying on, like, people who do not know.
Yes, it definitely is. I would agree with that wholeheartedly. Yeah.
There's, like, a whole community of people on specifically Instagram, but also, like, any social media, really, where they are not professionals. They don't have any, like, actual training. Maybe they have a PT certification, but, like, they don't have anything else. They've not talked to physical therapists. They've not talked to doctors. They're not talking to sports medicine professionals. And they are selling programs that are not at all what you need to be doing in the gym, or they're like overcharging for their programs by hundreds of dollars, or they're saying you have to take my like nutrition guide when they're not a registered dietitian. Like those things cause people to have eating disorders and cause people to have like genuine like issues within their bodies because they don't know any better, so they follow the people and the people look like what they want to look like.
Yeah.
It's a whole cycle. It's a whole like toxic cycle. So I get why there are so many people out there that want nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it definitely makes sense. I think my drive goes up and down. I finally was able to like cancel my gym membership, but that was only because like I stopped going for a year and the drive to go has dropped because there's other focuses. But I try to find a way to remain, actively fit in home life since I spend so much time in the home. Be that body weights or the cycle that we have down here now, which is fantastic. Having like a home cycle is very nice. Being able to do cardio in my own four walls is great.
We're also big walking folk.
Yeah.
We're like really big on walking, and walking is like one of the best exercises you can do for your body. Slow impact, like steady state the whole time. 10 out of 10. Great exercise. Just go walking.
Walk. Enjoy your surroundings. I find that the more walks we go on, the more like we learn about our area. Sometimes you'll find a business you didn't know was there. If you walk up a little bit further, there's like a whole street of places and like restaurants that you didn't know about. At least that is, holds true here in the city.
Here in the city, that's definitely true. We will go on walks in, like when we go visit my parents, we'll go on walks all around, and we're just walking around neighborhoods at that point. And it's nice. Like walking around neighborhoods isn't bad either. You just see the different houses, and you get to like get outside, see some trees, some fresh air.
Can be
all
quaint.
of that's good for you.
Nice and relaxing.
Vitamin D if you're in the sun. Gosh, there's so many things. I mean, you could do that are outside of the gym, but also don't discount the gym just because you've only seen what's on Instagram.
It's true. Give it at least a shot. There's not much like, I think more that can be said besides it supplies an energy that doing it anywhere else will not give you. If that energy
also,
isn't for you.
If you have a person in your life that you feel comfortable going with, go with that person. It always feels safer with a friend especially going for the first time. Like I even get nervous going to a new gym for the first time because I just don't know. You don't know where the equipment is. You don't know like where anything is. You don't know where the like water fountains are, where the locker rooms are. Like you're completely lost. And even I get nervous, and I'm always like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing here. So always like I would say go with a friend if you have the option. Especially if you're going to Planet Fitness and like some other gyms have buddy passes.
Right.
So you just use your friend's buddy pass and just give it a vibe. But also don't get in your head about it.
Yeah. Just go for a workout. If if certain goals and certain like fitness things are what you have in mind, know that it's a journey and not like a race. You cannot force your body to get there fast. But you can work it over time and you will notice whatever improvements you're looking for as long as you do the work for it.
I think it's extremely important to find a motivation that is external from your body. In that like external from your body and how your body looks, because that can be a goal, but if that is your only goal, you will fail every time. You have to it could be simply like I want to sleep a little better. Because exercise will help you sleep better. It could be, I want to have a little more mental clarity in the morning. Because it'll help you have more mental clarity if you go in the morning. It could be, I want to last longer in bed. Because that'll help for that too.
Yeah.
There are a million and one things that exercising can help with outside of just what your body looks like. And if you only focus on what your body looks like, the journey is so slow for any of those changes.
It's true.
That you're going to lose steam before you get there. I've been going to the gym since 2020 and the pandemic. I've been going to the gym consistently for right about a year now. And like, yes, do I look different? Sure. I don't focus on that. Because
but you're not like toned and ripped and like flexible, like, like flexing in front of shit.
That's what I'm saying. I can notice the changes in the amount of weight I am physically lifting.
Yeah.
Because I'm lifting much more weight. Does my body look drastically different than it did a year ago? No. I wear the same pant size. I wear the same shirt size. None of those things have changed.
Yeah, I mean, even from someone who hasn't been like physically fit my whole life, my favorite actual way to do this is because I did begin my streaming journey on YouTube all that time ago, and YouTube keeps things forever. I can go back and see my first camera stream, and so I can see how like slim my shoulders were, but that's only because I'm comparing an image from 2 years ago to an image 2 years later, when I've been doing things to like widen my frame and like get muscle built in some form or fashion. Yeah. I mean, it can be that simple. Like if not, like, I would probably say that maybe a week spent in the past 2 years has been like actual lifting outside, like once a day from my stream. But like most of my lifting is done in the 2 hours that I'm on stream, like 30 lifts or so a day, and I can already notice a difference in my frame. Yeah. So like the more you put into it, the more you'll get out. But if you do minor things, you still can notice a difference. Like, it's weird how big it is from how. Yeah, exactly. But it's a 2 year time frame. It's 2 years. It's a 2 year time frame.
Not 1 month, or like you'll lose 10 pounds this week if you eat just cucumbers.
Right. That's because your body is like eating itself.
But then once you go back next week and you eat a normal diet, guess what? You're gonna look the same as you did before.
Yeah, right. It's gonna be a snap.
Because all you did was shrink your stomach for a week.
Right.
All you did was lose all your water weight because your body was using it.
It's eating itself.
Literally eating itself.
Great. I think that having like a physically active lifestyle is genuinely important just to like everyone's life. Being physically active at some point in your day will lead to a lot of those things that we've been talking about, just like overall feeling better. But also, it's great to know that it brings you so much joy. I enjoy doing it, but I don't know that I've ever like thought about how much joy that it has, or that it did bring me in the past, or like, you know, how exciting that it was to go to the gym to do those things.
I truly like, I feel very fortunate that I have the lifelong breath with it that I do, because there are things that I talk about, and I have an example very recently. I started this new program last Monday, and I came home from that and I made a comment to Lawrence, who is not a lifelong physically fit person. And I said, oh my God, I almost died. My like legs were shaking so hard. I like felt so sweaty afterwards. Like, I was making all these comments, and I view all of those things as like positive outcomes of my workout.
We did it.
I was like, I did it. I fucking survived this workout. And like, that all is ingrained in me from the years of gymnastics that I did, where like we were out in the grass doing hill runs for 3 hours, and I would be bent over like heaving, thinking, oh, I did it. Like, I made it through. What an accomplishment I've made. And some people view it as, oh, I'm dying right now. That was the worst thing I've ever done. I never want to do that again. And I had like that turned off, or like my perspective switched so young that even to this day, starting this program this past week, I was like, I'm literally like, I'm shaking. I can't like walk properly. I'm like waddling like a penguin, and I'm going, yeah, I did it. I can't wait to do this again in a couple days.
Yeah. That's great. You don't have to like what's the word? Like you don't have to like acclimate yourself to that like lifestyle as well, because like doing like actually beginning like going to the gym every day and starting to lift weights every day and do cardio every day, like the first couple weeks kind of sucks. It's like, it can be painful. I've enjoyed, or like, you know, I've learned to find the joy in like which sets I enjoy the most in terms of the pain, but like, you know, it can kind of suck to begin, but it also like feels more free after a few days of doing it. You can like feel more spry, you feel more flexible, you can feel like less energy going into doing the same things. Yeah.
The weight goes up quickly if you're specifically like in the gym. Like, you'll notice, you'd say you're doing 10 pounds on the bicep curl machine 1 week, the next week you're gonna do 20. Like it adds up so quickly because your body, especially when you first start, there's this thing in the community called Newbie Gains. And Newbie Gains are the first year and a half that you are weight training, like year and a half, 2 years roughly, where you gain muscle at an astronomical rate.
Right.
Like a crazy rate. Like people can go from like literally squatting the bar to squatting 200 pounds in 2 years because of Newbie Gains. It's on another level. Your body's like, yes, please give me more. And now at this rate, I move weight very slowly. I am not going up like a weight every single week. It's much more like every couple weeks to a month where I'm like drastically increasing my weight in that way, which is another plateau you hit. But like once you hit that point, you've been doing it for 2 years, you're not going to easily just stop.
Right.
But those 2 years, you can really take advantage of that and like go crazy, and you will be insanely strong. Your body, your joints and your tendons, they're going to thank you. You're not going to have knee issues. You're not going to have back pain. Your back pain half the time comes from a really weak lower back, especially if you sit a lot. And a lot of those things, like they very, very quickly come around and they're like, yeah, I'm good now.
It's true. It's true. And there's joy to be found in the even the easy achievements right off the bat. Like being able to move up those sizes is great. When I began lifting weights in the office, this has made me think about adding to my little handlebar here. But when I began lifting, we were only at like 1 on each, and now we're at 2 on each, and I'm like, it's now the normal thing that I do. So like it's no longer heavy. It's just the way I lift. And so, it's easy just to add another one onto that and to make it like now a challenge again.
Yeah. And then in a couple weeks, it won't be a challenge anymore.
Right.
You have more weight on.
I'll feel that plateau out. That's fantastic.
Little accomplishments add up.
Yeah. I have felt, I think, inspired by each of these in some form or fashion to enjoy something in my life. Like when we were watching Toxics, or when I was doing Toxics, I straight up went next door and grabbed a beer. Like doing games has made me want to get into my backlog of media, and Adrian's was my backlog of video games, and I think yours is like making me want to add to my weight bar and being more physically fit in my life. If nothing, this podcast brings me a lot of joy.
I've had so much fun being on here. Thank you so much for letting me talk about fitness. Yeah, no,
it's a fun time. I love everyone's different perspectives on whatever their joy is. And yeah, I appreciate you bringing in something that we haven't even come close to talking about yet. So that was fun. A whole new topic.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think there's something out there for everybody, and I just want everyone to be their healthiest and their best.
Awesome. Well, it was lovely having you on. As always, we're going to do a little close up here and call it a day, but I appreciate you coming out and talking to us about fitness.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, and thanks for everybody for listening, and I'll be your gym buddy if you need one.
Yeah, if you need a gym buddy, Em's got you. I've seen people gym buddy over FaceTime. It's the same kind of situation. Sometimes you just need like a friendly presence there,
or if you just need like an idea of how to get in the gym safely, I will send you a little plan. I do that for a lot of my friends. I'll be like, here's your basic workouts for a couple weeks. Do these, see how you feel.
Hell yeah. I gotta love that. Awesome. Well, thank you. It was lovely having you on, and you're upstairs, so I'll see you around.
I'll see you around.
Yeah. As for everybody else, I appreciate you all joining. That was a fantastic time. An interview with our friend M, goes by the Weathered Fox on the social strata. We have been here today talking about fitness, but the Weathered Fox also does streaming on Twitch, plays lots of Zelda and cozy games like Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing and Pokemon Snap, so make sure that you give them a peek-see. As for me, we're going to be ending this up. I appreciate everyone for coming out and joining on the 4th episode of the PureJoy Podcast. Make sure that you keep an eye out. This will be up on Spotify, YouTube, Apple, and other podcatchers next Sunday. And then make sure that you come out and join us on July 17th for our next episode. Our guest next week will be Trinity Palmer, or the Fiery Raven, for any of you that know in our community. We'll be talking about what brings her joy. Like I said, I don't ask my guests but a week out, and then we keep that on lockdown until the episode comes up. But this, like I said a few minutes ago, this has brought me a lot of joy. It's bringing me a lot of focus onto different aspects of my life that sometimes I don't spend a lot of time thinking about. And that is what I hope that this can do for all of you listening in. I really appreciate you coming out and joining us on this, the 4th episode of the PureJoy Podcast. Make sure that you join us in 2 weeks for our next episode, and I'll see you folks then.